What up? This is Jakku. I'm here to give you a settings video, primarily focusing on Doom settings, but also just my overall settings for Overwatch 2. Let me start out saying I am on PlayStation. I play on a PlayStation 5. I also own an Xbox, and I've played Overwatch on the Xbox. You've probably seen in some of my montages that they are on the Xbox, but for me, I prefer my PlayStation 5. The game just seems to run smoother and lag a lot less when I play on the PlayStation, so that is my console that I play on. Okay, with that stuff out of the way, let's jump into my actual settings. Starting on Doomfist, my horizontal sensitivity and vertical sensitivity are both on 100. Let me touch on this first. My reticle, I just use a dot. That's for most characters, besides like maybe 2 or 3 I have a different reticle, but on most I use a dot. On Doom I use a dot. Now on to the more advanced settings. This is where the real meat of the settings are. My aim technique is dual zone. I've had it on exponential ramp, but I've landed on dual zone and it feels the best. And that's with a lot of these settings. I've changed aim smoothing. I had it at 98 when my sense was a little bit lower, like in the 80s. And then I've changed the window size for the aim assist, and I had aim smoothing at 15, or I mean aim ease in, excuse me. I've had aim ease in at 15, but these are the settings that I've landed on, and they feel the best. Specifically for Doom, and actually these are the settings for a lot of my characters, but there are some outliers. But yeah, you can try these settings out and they may just be perfect for you, or they don't exactly work, but I hope they at least can get you closer to finding the right settings for you. Alright, I'm going to touch on the settings of my mains in each role. Obviously I just did Doomfist, but to switch over to Diva, my settings are not different at all. The same with Junker Queen, who is my other main, who I've been trying to put more hours on and learn. The settings are not different at all. Going to DPS, I main Tracer, and the only thing that is different is my ultimate. So usually your ultimate is on triangle, but it no longer is, and I changed it to L1. So usually you can blink with left trigger and left bumper, but I changed it so my ultimate is on the left bumper instead of triangle, and it feels a lot better, a lot smoother. You can land a lot more pulses, and yeah, besides that, all the settings are the same as my Doom settings. Moving on to support. Usually when I play support, which is not a lot because I think that role is miserable right now, I play Kiriko, and none of my sensitivities or any of these settings are different on Kiriko. The only thing that's different is the reticle. I have it on a crosshair because I just feel like it's easier to track with her healing. On a crosshair I can just kind of, I don't know, visualize it more, if you will, and then I'll show you these settings down here as well. The swift step sensitivity and the healing of Fuda sensitivity are right there, and then toggle healings off. I believe these are the best settings for Kiriko. They feel really good to me, and yep. Before we move on completely, I just wanted to point out my settings on Genji because I've just started really trying to learn him. And the only thing that is different about these settings from the rest of my settings is I have aim smoothing on Genji down on 98. It just feels like I can flick a lot faster, which I do with his secondary fire quite often. It's just the main part of playing Genji, I feel like. And yeah, this just feels a lot better. So yeah. Moving on to some of these settings, you absolutely need to reduce camera shake, have it on that setting, turn off HUD shake, and then reduce menu movement. Just have all that stuff off. There's no need for it to be on. And then moving to my colorblind settings, I'm not colorblind, but I have changed the colors of my friendly team and also the enemy. I've just done a brighter blue, the neon blue, and then I've changed the enemy to magenta. I think there's nothing wrong with the default settings. This is all preference, honestly. Really, all of the settings from sensitivities and aim assist and aim smoothing, all that stuff, it really is preference. But for me, I feel like I can see the enemies better when it's magenta. So yeah, but it's preference. The last setting that I wanted to point out very quickly is my display setting, which I have on frame rate. The game just runs the best on that. And yeah, that's basically it. I want to point out one bonus thing is that I play on Claw. That may mean nothing to a lot of you, and it may mean something to some of you, and if you don't know what it is and want to know what it is, I just suggest looking it up. But yeah, it just feels a lot more comfortable for me. So that's all. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful in any way, shape, or form, please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me and support me a lot. And yeah, see you guys soon.